Hi everyone, so for today's video I actually just got back from CVS, and in my quick tip highlighter video I tried out, so not only did I show you guys how to do the highlighter with the beauty blender, but I also tried out the blush with the beauty blender, or excuse me, the bronzer with the beauty blender. So in that video I asked if you guys would want to see me try out eyeshadow and pretty much a full face with sponges. So I just got back from CVS and I picked up a little pack of 6 mini blender sponges. This is the Beauty 360 brand, which is just the CVS brand, and I thought why not try it on my camera. So I'm gonna test out if this is a makeup hack or if it's just whack. And yeah, so I have different eyeshadow formulas. I have high-end and I have drugstore, or more affordable. I don't have like actual drugstore in front of me, but I have different formulas. So I've got 2 Morphe palettes. I have the 35T, which is the taupe one, and the 35W, which is the warm one. Then I have 2 Violet Voss palettes. I have the Holy Grail one, and I have the taupe notch one. Then I have the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pot in the shade Park Avenue Princess. Then last but not least, I have 2 ColourPop Super Shock shadows. These are kind of like Play-Doh, like putty shadows, so I thought maybe the sponge would work well with it, because I don't really like these with a brush. I like these with my fingers, so maybe with a sponge, you know, you can get more pigment and the pigment would transfer better, because on the finger, yes, it works beautifully, but sometimes the pigment does stick on the finger, so maybe with the sponge it would work better. So I thought, why not try that out? And then to wet the sponges, I have my Ofra makeup fixer. This is my favorite makeup spray. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, so I'm also going to try out doing my full face with just sponges. I have 2 of them right here. I have my Eco Tools, I think it's called like the Total Perfecting Sponge, and then I have my traditional beauty blender. So test out my full face using sponges, and we're going to see if this is actually a hack or if it's just whack. So yeah, so if you guys want to see me try out all these different like little tips and like or try out my full face of makeup with just sponges, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I have no makeup on right now, and first thing, I'm just gonna prime my eyelids with my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I just got a new one. I got it in today, and I'm so happy because I was running low of my other one and actually ran out of it, and now I've got a fresh one, and I love it. Ooh, I put too much on. Got too excited. I don't know why I'm wearing a sweater. It's actually like 98 degrees in Miami right now, but whatever. Okay, so my eye primer is done. Now I don't know if I'm gonna set my eyeshadow with the sponges or if I'm just going to use a brush, because I do have brushes in front of me. Okay, let me open all the palettes first, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now everything is opened, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so my eyes are primed, and I'm just gonna set them. I think I'm gonna set them with a brush just because it's easier, and that way I know, like, I'm not messing with the product or anything. Or not with the product, that's when I'm not like, that way I don't know. That can be like the constant, like, it's not the fact that I didn't set it properly, you know what I mean? Like, my base is set properly, so that's not the fault for that wouldn't be at fault if the shadow didn't look proper, like, not proper. If the shadow didn't look good, it wouldn't be because the eyeshadow primer wasn't set properly. So I'm just gonna set it. I'm using the Violet Voss Taupe Notch palette in the shade Elite, which is just the white shade. And I like to really pack on the white shade, or the cream shade, bone shade, whatever, because that way it brightens. And I find that I have to highlight less, and I just like the way it looks when I do highlight. So see, it looks extreme, but then once I do have my makeup done, it just looks really, really good and bright and fresh and awake, and I really like the look of it. So it looks scary at first, but I promise it looks fine after, or once you're done. Okay, so I scooted you guys closer so you can see a little bit better. So I just set my face with the bone shade with a brush. And now we're gonna go into the eyeshadow. So there are 6 different sponges in here. I think it's just 2 of each shape or style. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So I took a little mini pack. I think this was $7 or 7 and change. So they're so pretty and they're cute. They're adorable. Okay, so there's 2 of these little like hourglass ones, or yeah, we're just gonna call these the hourglass ones. And then there are 2 of these. These remind me of the Real Techniques ones, which I've actually never tried that sponge, but where it has a flat edge, like, see how it has like a flat edge right here? Wait, how can I show this? See how it has like the flat edge? No, you guys can't see that. Point is, it has a flat edge right here, and then the other side is like the little pointed tip. And there's 2 of those, the yellow and the pink. And then the last 2 are like the traditional beauty blender, where they're just like little eggs, like teardrops. So those are the 6 sponges, and these are latex free, by the way. I don't know what I'm gonna start with. I think I'm just gonna start with the traditional little teardrop one. I'm gonna start with the green one. And I like how I have 2 of each, that way I can use different colors or different shadow color, like shades. You don't have to worry about like mixing or whatever. So we're gonna wet it. Right now it's very dense and kind of hard, but I feel like that would be really good for the eye, like for blending out eyeshadow. So we're gonna wet it with the Ofra spray. Sorry if I'm talking fast, I'm really excited. Let me just calm down. So I'm just spraying the brush, or the sponge. I should have gotten a napkin, but I didn't think about it. Okay, it didn't really expand or soften. Okay, it got a little bit bigger. Let me spray a little bit more. Whoa, I'm like loading it on. I should have gotten a paper towel. Yeah, I really should have gotten a paper towel. I'm actually gonna do that. Let me grab a paper towel because I feel like there's spray getting everywhere. But yeah, it did get larger than the... So this is the sprayed one, this is the regular one. So yeah, it did get larger. It did get a bit softer, like a little bit squishier. But I'll be right back. Let me just go get a paper towel. Okay, so I grabbed a roll of paper towels. I'm gonna grab one. And I'm actually gonna squeeze out the excess spray so I don't seal the eyeshadow. Because if you do apply like something really wet to a powder, it will seal it and you won't be able to get pigment. So what you do to fix that, you just get like a spoolie. Like you can get a spoolie or something like sharp, like a paper clip, or I think a spoolie is more hygienic. And you just scrape off the top where it's sealed, and then it's back to normal. But you do lose product, which kind of stinks, so I want to avoid doing that. Okay. So yeah, so now it's nice and it's still damp, but it's not like gross or like really wet. I think I'm just gonna go in with that same palette. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this palette. So this is the Violet Voss Taupe Notch palette. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna take the shade Bestest, which is this shade right here. Just gonna apply, grab a little bit with the sponge. And my mirror is right here, so I'm gonna actually just use the mirror from the palette. Okay, so let's see if this works. Oh, I really want it to work, okay. Oh my gosh, it's working. Oh my gosh, it's working. It's definitely not precise, but it's working. Wow, that actually worked. And now I'm rubbing it. First I patted it in, and now I'm kind of blending it by rubbing it. Wow, that worked. I'm in shock. Okay, so I'm gonna take that same color, Bestest. Take a little bit on sponge. Oh my gosh, it's working. Oh my gosh. And it actually, when it does apply it, it kind of looks already faded, like already smooth and seamless. Oh wow, I really like the way that this is looking. Mind you, it's only one shade, but I still like it. Wow, that worked. I'm in shock. Like, I'm actually in shock. I expected something, but I didn't expect it to work that well. I'm gonna now go in with that same sponge, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Royal, which is this shade right here. Go a little bit. It's kind of hard to get a precise like application, but I kind of expected that because it is a sponge. But I feel like for a one shadow look, this would be really good. I mean, it's working for multiple shades. Like, it is blending it. It is distributing product pretty well. I am also using the side, not the tip. So maybe if I did use like the tip, let's see that. So if I'm gonna use the tip of the sponge. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so if you want a more precise application, just use the tip. Can't tell if the fallout is from the sponge like pressing against my eye or if it's actual product fallout, because there's no brush to kick off. So that's why I think it's from the sponge, like touching the bottom of my eye. But this would actually be good because there's no fallout here. So if you do your foundation first, maybe this would be good. But I always recommend doing your eyeshadow first. Now, I wasn't sure what kind of look I was going for, that's why I picked out so many different palettes. But I'm gonna go in with the Hashtag palette from Violet Voss, and I'm gonna take the shade Hashtag, which is the orange shade, and I'm gonna take a different sponge. I'm gonna wet the orange sponge, which is the little hourglass one. Take it in my palm, grab the spray. It would be a lot easier just to use water, but I didn't think about it. I wanted to see what it looked like small, and I wanted to show you guys, so I should have just dampened them, but I didn't think about it. But makeup spray works too if you're in a pinch or whatever. This would actually be a good trick to have in their purse, like have a couple mini sponges, and you can just touch up your face and your eyeshadow, and you can just go into a bathroom and use the sink instead of having to carry a bunch of different brushes around, because brushes do get everything dirty and they are big. Like even the small brushes, the bristles can also get like bent. So yeah, this one's a lot softer and a lot squishier than the other one. Okay, so that's what it looks like when stamped. And let me find the other one. Okay, so next to the other one, it did get a lot larger and it is a lot squishier. So I'm gonna take the shade Hashtag, which is the orange shade, and I'm gonna take it on like the tip and like kind of corner of the sponge. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Wow, I picked up a lot. Tap off a little bit of the excess on my hand. Whoa. See if I can blend it with like the little... Oh, this works. This works. Okay. Maybe this is where companies give you like sponge applicators, which never really work. Like sometimes they do, but when you're in a pinch, but I don't like using them just because they don't blend. But this, I find it to blend, so maybe that's why companies use sponges. Like, that's actually so pretty. Wow, I like that. Okay, so I don't really think I have to pick up any product because there's still a lot on there. So I'm just gonna add a little bit and blend. Again, I barely picked up any product, so I'm really impressed with how much pigment it picked up. I mean, I barely touched the pan, so I'm surprised at how much, and surprised and very impressed with how much it actually picked up. Like, I'm doing both eyes with just one dip of the pan. I'm very happy with this. Like, it's just looking so seamless and blended and just so pretty. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And it didn't seal the shadow. Can I bend this back? Yes, I can. Okay, so it didn't seal the shadow whatsoever. So here's the shadow that I used, Hashtag, and it didn't seal it. That's very impressive. I'm just gonna see if I can take off some of the product on my paper towel. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so I'm first gonna apply the color pop, then the powder, then the Tarte, because the Tarte is really pigmented. So first I'm just gonna take that same exact sponge with the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Kathleen Lights, which is like a gold, or it is gold. Or actually no, it's more like a copper shade. Look how pretty it is. Love it. I love ColourPop. I've loved them since they came out. I've been a huge fan of them and I've never been disappointed. Dip the sponge in. That's what it picked up. So it does look a little bit flaky, so I'm just gonna tap off the little flakes on my hand. And we're just gonna apply that. I'm gonna apply it to the slide. Okay, yeah, that definitely distributed a lot of product. Is it as precise as a brush? No. But did it work? Yes. So I'm just gonna go back in for a little bit more. Also, it might be the formula that might not be picking up a lot, but as I said, ColourPop shadows, in my opinion, always work best with your finger. Just gonna blend that with the bottom. I'm impressed with that. I like this more than a brush, but my finger is still preferred. So it's finger, then this, then brush. So I'm very impressed with how that worked. Okay, so that's what I have thus far. It's pretty. It's really pretty. Like honestly, I've had some brushes that do a worse job than this. So I'm really impressed. Like, I'm liking it. Okay, so I'm taking off the excess product so it doesn't get everywhere. And now I'm going to use the yellow one. Even though pink is my favorite color, I'm gonna use the yellow one because I think it'll show the color a little bit better. Like when I show you guys, it'll show a bit better. So this is what the yellow one looks like. This is one of the flat top ones. Oh, there we go. You can see how it's flat right here, and then it has the point on the other end. So I'm just gonna spray that with the spray. Get it everywhere while I'm at it. Sorry if I always look here. This is where the viewfinder is, so I can always see myself, and I'm always trying to see what I look like. That sounds very vain. Like I'm always trying to see what I look like, but I always want to make sure you guys can see everything. So yes, if I always look over here, that's why. This one's definitely squishy, really squishy. These are actually really good considering that they're knockoff beauty blenders. I like them. Okay, so compared to the other one, it got a lot larger. It's so cute. It kind of looks like a lemon. So now I'm gonna take the Violet Voss HG palette and I'm gonna take the shade Toffee, which is gold. This is a beautiful color. And I'm debating taking the flat side or the tip. I think I'm gonna take the flat side first and then we'll go with the tip. So first the flat side, so I'm just gonna dip it in there, hoping that it works. It didn't seal the shadow, which is great. Picked up a lot of product. That might have been dumb. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of squeeze the sponge and then I'm just going to, wow, that did a good job. I'm actually gonna try the tip now. Going to rub it in there. That kind of sealed it, but not even that bad. Like it's fine. Wow, that did a very good job. Yes, it is a little bit messy here, but honestly, using one brush isn't even that big of a deal, and I'm sure I can take another one of the sponges and blend that out, which I'll do in a second. So I'm just gonna repeat that to the other eye. Okay, yeah, I like the tip way more on this one. Yeah, it is kind of sealing it right there, but not a big deal. Okay, so that's quite metallic and really pretty, but it does get everywhere. That doesn't really bother me. I'm gonna see if I can blend it with the green one that I used first. Yeah, that worked. Blended. So it definitely does blend it practically into the brows, but that's not when I do highlight the brow. Like I said, it won't be that big of a deal. That's why I try to put such a strong base on. Okay, now I'm gonna take a wipe to clean off my hands because I got product everywhere somehow. So I'm gonna take that same sponge that I used with the Toffee shade, and I'm gonna take the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pot in the shade Park Avenue Princess. This is a little bit flaky. This is a weird texture. product. That's what it looks like. It's beautiful. This is like, it looks like liquid metal. If you guys ever used the Lit Cosmetics, I think it is like liquid metal, which I actually do have that, but that's a process to use. That's what it looks like on my finger. See how it's like, that's insane. These are incredible. Every time I'm in Sephora, I want to cover myself in them. Because look at that, that's ridiculous. Like it, see, it doesn't come off. It's so good. So I'm gonna take a wipe and take that off. Because knowing me, this will end up like everywhere. So let's take that off. But these are incredible, so I want to see, normally I have to use my finger or wet like a really small brush and then use it, or I have to dip it in and then wet the brush, but I want to see what it looks like. The most pigment, like I said, is with my finger, just like the ColourPop, but I want to see if maybe the sponge will work well with it. So I'm going to take that same sponge, and maybe one of these will work better, but I'm going to try it with this. So I'm just going to dip. Okay, it kind of gets everywhere. Just going to dip the sponge in, like so. This, I feel like, is going to have a lot of fallout. Kind of scared. Okay, I'm going to place it. It's placing the pigment beautifully. Yeah, it did a good job. Maybe next time when I use this, I'll do one eye with sponges and one eye with brushes, and I'll see the comparison. And maybe I'll do one with my fingers too, because maybe let's see which one works best. But thus far, I'm very impressed with sponges. When you're on the go and you just need to touch up your eyeshadow, like this would work really well. I'm not mad at it. I would go out with this well, obviously cleaned up, but like I would do my makeup with this. Obviously I would have a brush on hand just to blend it, but even just for touch-ups, like that's really good. So I'm just gonna take a clean brush really quick and I'm just gonna blend it with no product. I'm just gonna blend just to kind of make everything seamless, or a little bit more seamless. I feel like it kind of got messy once I added the shimmer, which I expected. But with the mattes, it looked beautiful and seamless and faded, and I loved it. So see how it's just really shimmery everywhere? That's because the sponges were so big that you can't really help that. See, there's a lot of excess product. So it does deposit most of the product that it picks up, which normally sponges soak up product, but that's because they normally soak up cream products. So with powders, it just places the product because it won't soak up the powder. So that's really good. But you probably would want to brush off the excess like I'm doing, because then throughout the day it won't flake off. You'll just have what you want and what you need on your eye. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up my under eye with a wet wipe. I always forget how hard the tart things are. So that's on. And that's looking really good. Okay, I love that. Okay, so thus far I think that this is a hack. Like, I really do like this. I'm not continue playing with it. I'll definitely let you guys know what I think, but this is for sure a hack. Like, I think this worked. I think this is really pretty, and obviously, like, I wasn't being super precise with it because I just wanted to test it out, but they work, and I'm sure if I keep playing around with it and I master which sponge works best, I'm sure like this would work really, really well. And honestly, if you're just gonna do a one shadow look, like this works. It looked beautiful with just the mattes. It was very seamless. It was placed exactly where I wanted it to. It was once the shimmer came in that I was like being a little bit more messy because I wanted the whole lid to be covered, so it did go into the crease, but that's not that big of a deal. At least for me, I like shimmer. So yeah, so this was definitely a hack. So I'm gonna finish my makeup now, and I'll be right back to give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I just finished the rest of my makeup, and I filmed another video while doing it. So that'll probably be the next video that you guys see, or that I put up in probably a couple days after this. So yeah, so I'm really impressed, let's just say that, with what's on my face. and it was not full face, it was a couple first impressions. And yeah, so to close up the eyes, it hasn't creased, it didn't have any fallout. I love it. This was definitely a hack. This was not whack. Love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to continue trying with different like formulations and with different products. Super impressed with this, and honestly I was really impressed with the quality of these sponges from CVS. Like, they're really squishy. I really like them. Like, they're not bricks. I have definitely had sponges that are bricks, like they are so hard. These were not. These I liked a lot, especially when you do dampen, like soak them a lot. They come out really squishy, like they're really soft and like squishy, and I really like them. So yeah, so I'm really impressed with how this came out. And yeah, if you guys, please do leave a comment down below if you guys like this, or if you guys do try this out. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, let me also know what other videos you guys would like to see, especially if they're like first impressions or full face using something, or hacks that you guys want me to test out, because I love these types of videos. I love watching them, and I know I love creating them. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you guys liked it, and to subscribe to my channel, and to ring the little notification bell to get notifications when I do post future videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.